The tragic events that unfolded recently in Lusikisiki have left a deep scar on the community and have once again brought the difficult subject of rural violence in South Africa into sharp focus. Earlier this month, a horrific massacre claimed the lives of 9 innocent people in a quiet rural homestead near Lusikisiki, a community already grappling with issues of safety and security. The attack, described by investigators as one of the most brutal in the region's recent history, shocked not only the Eastern Cape but also the entire nation. Now, with the South African Police Service confirming the arrest of an 8th suspect believed to be linked to this massacre, attention has turned towards understanding what exactly happened, why it happened, and what comes next for both the investigation and the affected community. This moment marks an important breakthrough in the case and may offer new insights into the motives behind this tragedy and the individuals involved. In this video, we will take you through all the key details, the historical background of crime in the area, the current state of the investigation, the reactions from community leaders and law enforcement, and finally, what the implications of this development could mean for justice, peace, and security going forward. To fully grasp the significance of what is unfolding now, it is important to go back and understand the long-standing challenges faced by rural communities in the Eastern Cape, particularly in places like Lusikisiki. For many years, rural areas in South Africa have been plagued by a combination of underdevelopment, weak infrastructure, unemployment, and a chronic lack of policing resources. These factors have often made communities vulnerable to crimes that go beyond the typical urban patterns of criminal activity. In many instances, rural violence has been driven not just by opportunistic crime but by deeply rooted rivalries, land disputes, and conflicts between groups that can escalate into deadly confrontations. Over the past decade, Eastern Cape has seen a rise in incidents involving gang conflicts, armed robberies, and personal vendettas, all of which are worsened by limited access to effective law enforcement and delayed responses due to the vast geography of rural spaces. Lusikisiki itself, a small town nestled in the Eastern Cape's Wild Coast region, has witnessed sporadic outbreaks of violence over the years. But what took place earlier this month was on a scale far greater and more devastating than what the community had seen before. 9 people, gathered peacefully at a homestead, were ruthlessly gunned down with no survivors left to tell their story directly. From the outset, investigators suggested that the attack might have been rooted in a conflict between rival groups, but they did not rule out the possibility of other motives, including personal revenge or disputes over resources. Following the massacre, the SAPS launched an intense week-long manhunt involving detectives and specialized units. Their tireless search led to the arrest of 7 suspects, all of whom were swiftly brought before the Lusikisiki Magistrate Court to face multiple charges, including murder and unlawful possession of firearms. Bail was denied for all of them as authorities emphasized the gravity of the charges and the need to prevent any risk of interference with the investigation. The arrest of the 8th suspect this week represents a major turning point. According to SAPS spokesperson Brigadier Thembinkosi Massacre, this individual is believed to hold key information that could unlock more details about the conspiracy behind the killings. The suspect, whose identity has not been disclosed for legal reasons, remains in custody and will soon appear in court. His testimony or evidence could help law enforcement establish not only how the attack was planned and executed but also whether there are still more individuals involved who have not yet been apprehended. The possibility of a broader conspiracy or deeper motives is now very real and under investigation. Beyond the immediate legal proceedings, there is a growing sense of urgency and demand for action among Lusikisiki residents and community leaders. Activist Norman Dlamini expressed a sentiment shared by many locals, saying that although the arrests are a welcome step, more needs to be done to prevent such incidents from recurring. Communities like Lusikisiki have long felt neglected when it comes to policing resources and proactive crime prevention strategies. The lack of regular patrols, slow response times, and general under-resourcing of rural police stations have left many feeling vulnerable in their own homes. In response to this tragedy and the mounting pressure, the Eastern Cape Police Department has increased its visible presence in and around Lusikisiki. More patrols, both day and night, have been rolled out as authorities try to reassure residents that their safety is a top priority. SAPS has also issued a public call for assistance, urging anyone with information about the massacre or related activities to come forward. They have guaranteed that all informants can remain anonymous, an important assurance in a close-knit community where fear of reprisal often discourages people from speaking out. As the legal process unfolds and more details are expected to emerge during the court appearances of the eighth suspect and his alleged co-conspirators, the broader implications of this investigation continue to weigh heavily on the minds of many. Will justice be served swiftly and effectively for the 9 people who lost their lives? Will the uncovering of deeper motives and possible wider conspiracies lead to long-term changes in how rural crime is tackled? These are questions that do not have easy answers, but they underline the importance of sustained attention and continued pressure on authorities to not only solve this particular case but also to reform the systems that allowed such an atrocity to take place. Lusikisiki's resilience as a community is undeniable, but its people deserve more than just resilience. They deserve security, justice, and the confidence that the full weight of the law is protecting them from harm. Looking forward, it is clear that the SAPS will need to maintain momentum, not just in making further arrests if necessary but also in ensuring that the case is prosecuted thoroughly and transparently. The justice system will face public scrutiny, and any sign of delay or mishandling could erode the fragile trust that communities have in legal institutions. On a broader scale, this case could reignite national discussions around rural policing, resource allocation, and policy reforms aimed at preventing similar tragedies in the future. For Lusikisiki and countless other rural towns across South Africa, the need for a permanent solution to violence is urgent and cannot be ignored any longer. If you found this detailed analysis valuable and informative, please consider subscribing to our channel so you don't miss updates as the story develops. Also, we'd love to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on the Lusikisiki massacre, the recent arrests, and the challenges facing rural communities in South Africa? Do you think the authorities are doing enough to ensure justice and safety? Drop your thoughts, opinions, and questions in the comments section below. Let's keep the conversation going and shine a light on issues that matter. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more updates.